This is The View.
Good morning!
From the office. So I've been doing this news thing since 2011, and one of my favorite parts of reporting is shooting stand-ups, particularly multi-part stand-ups. I thought I'd share some with you today. Now, I've been anchoring the last several years, so my apologies about the quality of some of this footage, but if I can plant a spark of creativity that helps you on your next project, then that's what counts. I hope you enjoy.
Imagine these lights are the power grid, the back view representing about 10%. The reserve may only take 10%, but that's not exactly how it all works. If an entire area reaches peak capacity, you're left with only your flashlight. Overnight, firefighters say it went from looking like this, lush and green, to looking like this, stumps still smoldering, the charred remains of trees in piles.
And almost a year ago, this piece of significant art was put in. It's called Open-Minded.
Etched in the walls of the World War II memorial at the American Spire are the details of what happened that day. Details that the Kleppers remember well. The uniform on this model was actually based off of his wife's uniform, and in fact, their names are right here at the bottom of this statue in McAllen. This is one of the big hot toys this year, and with technology, it's improving all the time, but that doesn't necessarily make it any easier to stop a shoplifter. We're out here at the back of a neighboring lot where the property owner has allowed us to film, and as you can see behind me, Jackson County Search and Rescue is set up. Now, if you take a look, though, at the GPS coordinates, you could actually see that we're only a few yards from where a pond lies at the back of Monica's property.
That pond, now a muddy puddle. Footprints surround it. 2 pink flags can be seen from the shoreline.
And when you search for fireworks for sale on your phone,
be aware that depending on which city you live in, there are rules that are different everywhere.
But perhaps more controversial, they're planned to zone this parcel at the corner of Pearson Hillcrest. However, under the new ruling, they would need to go online to get a certificate proving they've watched an online educational video. You probably won't have to go to the same lengths as Kevin McAllister to keep your home safe this holiday season, but a former crook tells Channel 5 News the thieves are watching. So whether it's turning on the lights, locking the doors, or leaving the sound on, hey, that looks pretty good. A few extra precautions this holiday season can ensure a happy holidays. Jennifer Carpenter, Channel 5 News. Those who don't know, a chocolate car is more than just a used vehicle. In Mexico, it's a used vehicle that's been imported in from a different country. In the freshly tilled earth, you see markers like this one, John Doe, June 27th, 2015. And speaking of those man-made fires, Baloo says the state can attempt to collect for the cost of putting those out. Let's take a look and see what that could cost you to foot the bill. For just a couple engines to respond, it can be around $200 to $300. But for each additional resource, the bill grows exponentially.
And if we got to employ the boat.
We reached out to Trader Joe's corporate offices today, and they also told us, quote, it basically says a bicyclist must be riding in a bike lane if there is one. However, there are exceptions, including avoiding debris or other hazardous conditions.
So who's right?
One of the biggest rules for having a dispensary means having constant surveillance, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Near here, near Highway 140 and East Antelope Road. There's over 42,000 Redbox kiosks in the United States, and the company claims that 68% of Americans live within a 5-minute drive of one, which may well be true considering there's 29 kiosks in the Rogue Valley alone. We wanted to find out what it's like for an animal or, heaven forbid, a child who's left in a car.
So I rolled the windows up most of the way, as say a pet owner might, and waited with a thermometer and timer for 36 minutes. When I started, it was 94 degrees inside the vehicle and 101 outside.
It's starting to cool down outside, but inside the car, it's now over 100 degrees. But we've seen the temperature climb now 8 degrees. In just a matter of 10 minutes. I'm dripping with sweat. There's no breeze in here at all. This is stagnant, oppressive air just sitting here at 105 degrees. 97 outside, 107 inside. Can't even hold the camera still. I'm shaking.
At the 36-minute mark, I had enough. It was 112 degrees.
You're not only causing damage to the vehicle and the trailer, but also causing damage to the road. Take a look and see. The fire was so hot, it even caused damage to the asphalt, burning right into the ground. Now ODOT crew says they'll have to also repair this.
A lot of the situation here comes down to the smell. We showed you the sewage that's been bubbling up, and you can smell that. This is the public restroom that...
Investigators here at the Mission Police Department couldn't give us any details on the case. The chief does say that it is still an open investigation. At the Department of Public Safety, the Texas Rangers list at least 6 cold cases in Cameron and Hidalgo counties alone, not to mention all of the unsolved murders.
This year, the National Weather Service has measured 8.97 inches of precip, but the record low was 10.5 inches from 1959.
That's putting employees at a crossroads. Henson says if the offer doesn't change, a strike is likely.
Airport officials confirmed they did begin seeding this morning, trying to do whatever they could to break up the fog. Now, as a result, there's quite a bit of ice around the Medford International Airport.
We attempted to contact Beth Heckert once more to ask about the repairs, but she did not return our phone calls.
You can give me a call back.
Here's to hoping I don't get lost.
Well, in a matter of minutes, I was lost. But while I was stuck inside, here's some of the events happening around the region I could have attended if I just could have found a way out of there.